Okay, so here's a quick story. The other day I was reading Sirion uses Jukebox or Jukebox, it doesn't matter. And well, while reading it, I was like flipping through the pages the other way because yeah, that's how it's read. And suddenly, while reading, like normal, my spine, I am still alive. The spine of the book suddenly cracked. And yeah, it like broke on me while reading. And I was like, why the hell did that happen? It's like in such good conditions. And well, then I realized like this is printing from 1997. And yeah, that means the book is quite old. And yeah, I went and then I understood like, yeah, and then I understood like, yeah, it makes sense that the spine cracked on me. Like the glue must be like quite dry or old or whatever. The thing is like the spine decided to give up on me while reading, and that made me think about like, well, book bindings. And so I decided, why not make a book video about book bindings that I like, that I don't like, or well, just talking about it because I find it interesting. So the first thing I like to talk about is like the Japanese bunkobon. So what happens with Japanese bunkobon is that they are the pretty much the equivalent to American or well the rest of the world mass market paperbacks. And as you can tell, they are like pretty small in comparison. Like this is my hand compared to a tankobon. It's pretty small, and that reflects directly on the size of the font. It can be a pain in the ass to read if you have not a good eyesight, which I don't have. So yeah, I don't really like Bunkoban. And another thing about bunkos that I'm going to talk about is that usually I don't remember if this binding is tankobon per se or was it called shinsho. I don't remember. But well, with Japanese books, you can come across many ways of well the text is presented. For example, this is like the most common, I'd like to say, but maybe because the majority of the books I read from are from Kodansha novels. So yeah, you will find like the Japanese book divided like this in well four sections over 2 pages. You read like in Japanese you read vertically from up to down to right to left. So I'd be reading it like that. But the thing here is that because it's divided, the vertical length of the, well, what would it be, paragraph? Yeah, let's say that. The vertical length will be pretty short, and that translates directly to how fast you read through the text. Because reading like this, and then, well, you go down and start reading from here to here, and then here, is like I'd like to say pretty fast and very comfortable because what happens with books that aren't formatted that way is that the lines of text are pretty long and well if you have read Japanese or any vertical written text on your life it's pretty easy to get lost while reading vertically like you suddenly start reading this line and you end up like this and then you say no that's not correct and go back. You could call it a skill issue but I really like this format. It's like small, concise, fast to read and more than anything comfortable. Back to bunkos. Bunkos are, I don't know if I already mentioned it, they are like pretty cheap. Well, relatively. For example, this was from 1997. This book was around 800 yen, 880 yen when it came out, which roughly translates to $9. And this is a bunkobon of the Tatami Galaxy, which was 600 yen. And yeah, that translates to $6, which is insanely cheap. Like both of these are like yeah, pretty cheap in comparison to what we mostly see in the US. Well, US, I don't live in the US, it's just an example. So, another thing about Bunko is that, well, depending of the publishing company, and well, it's not just Bunko, just all books by a certain publisher look like pretty much the same under the dust cover. It's just the title, but yeah, they look pretty much the same under the dust cover. And bunkos are no exception of that, but something like one can really realize in the difference in binding is that, well, let's take for example, this is what was it, Kadokawa? Yeah, Kadokawa Bunko, and this is Kodansha Novels Tanko Wanshin, so I don't I don't care. And well, the binding is like it has this nice plastic over it, like plastic finish over the, well, what I assume is cardboard, and yeah, it's like pretty sturdy, except when it breaks. No, that was it. But bunko, like in this case, and I'm gonna show other examples. This is like cardboard, like cardboard. It's cardboard. It's difficult to pronounce. Cardboard. Okay, so this is pretty much cardboard. So what happens is that I don't like that because I have sweaty hands. So when holding a book with sweaty hands while reading, of course you are going to hold it like hours on end, hours, and that directly transfers to the book getting what is the word? Dirty, but dirty to the point where you can't fix it because, well, if this gets wet, the wet stain will stay there forever. So yeah, I don't really like that from bunkos, and I'm gonna give other example in just a moment. Another thing about bunkos that I don't really like is the just how thin the page is. Like you can see through one page to the next, like pretty clearly. And well, that is also a problem present on tankowons, but it's not that much. And well, it, for example, like I don't know if it transmits well on camera, but yeah, the pages of Konashi novels, Tanko, Shinsho, whatever, are like pretty thick. Like they are nice pages. Like you don't feel like you'll rip one by accident while reading, while well, Bunko, you feel like you pretty much can hear how thin it is. Like it's pretty boring reading a bunko, and yeah, you gotta treat them quite carefully. Not really, because they are like very cheap. So do you really care? It doesn't matter. Okay, so moving aside the Kadokawa bunko, I'm gonna give some example of another bunkos. For example, here I have the Dengeki Bunko, which I really like. Well, I just said like Bunko are bad and whatever, but hear me out. Bunko have one big advantage over other kinds of books, and I'm going to sound like a crazy person, like a madman, to many people. But whenever I go out, I like taking a book with me, like whatever to read while on the ride to where I need to be, or well, just to pass time. And bunkos are absolutely amazing for that. Because, well, let's say you want to carry a tankobon essential or whatever, and, well, you don't have a bag or something to carry it in. It's pretty difficult. It's not the most easy thing to do. But in the case of bunkos, they are like small enough that I shit you not. I always carry one in my back pocket. Like, yeah, just like it, like they can get bendy or whatever, but I don't really mind. It's just easy to get from one place to another and don't mind about it. And yeah, this is an example. This is Kino no Tabi. This is, yeah, Dengeki Bunko. And as I was saying, same as with this, this. is cardboard, but this is like more of a. It's not to the. It doesn't feel a stick of a plastic finish as the tankobon, but it's like it still has like a finish. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it's more reassuring that this book is not gonna get how do I say it stained while I read. Another thing with Dengeki Bunko that yeah, I don't read many bunko because well obviously I prefer like the is the easy what is the word easy of read, let's just call it a English second language moment of the format of this text. But bunko is not that bad, especially when they are small enough to fit in a pocket. They have like very pretty and like just nice color pages at the start. And yeah, it's like I don't mind reading bunkos, but if I have the option, I prefer like format it is this. But it's just a matter of preference. Like, do you like being able to carry a book around? Like, this is comically small. I don't have anything. I was gonna use my phone for as a comparison of the size, but well, I'm recording with my phone. Okay, so that's enough about these bunkos and another bunko that I just recently got. This is what is the name of this company? This is top run by Serendipity. This is Gentosha. I don't really remember. I'm gonna get killed because I don't I don't know how to read the name of this company. But yeah, this is also like in the same case as the Tatami Galaxy Bunko. The cover is cardboard, and that I don't like. In a case, Bunkos can also be amazing. Well, everything has their pros and cons. And another thing I really like Bunkos for is that they are cheap and they usually, well, the publishers will usually do like things to make them sell or make them more appealing than the normal edition of the book, let's say. For example, here I have the bunko for Steelboard Run. This is Shueisha. Yeah, the pages. I'm just gonna say this is like the best kind of bunko you can ever get. I don't know if there is another company which does them like this, but yeah, there surely is. I just don't buy many bunkos, that's why I don't know. But yeah, this is like the bunkos for Steelboard Run, like are hold zero point 0.5 more chapters than the Tanko one, so you get more chapters per book. And yeah, that results in the series being quite smaller in bunko format. For example, the Tanko one for Steelboard Run is 24 volumes, whereas here it's 16. And yeah, these bunkos are pretty nice. Ignoring that this is cardboard, it's gonna get stained if you have sweaty palms. But yeah, it also doesn't matter. It's like such a nice cover because, well, in comparison, the in the case of Steelboard Run or well, just Pizarro, yeah, Steelboard Run just at the moment is it got like new covers drawn by Hirohiko Araki and they look just so pretty. I just love how they look so much. And yeah, continuing, I said I really like these bunkos because the paper quality is like pretty amazing. Like I showed the example of the Tatami Galaxy Bunko, where well it like is very transparent and whatnot. But yeah, these pages are just well because it's manga. It makes more sense. It will be this way. They are just like way wider. Like it's just such a clean color to read manga. Yeah, here's the comparison. It's way wider, and just the printing quality of the Shueisha bunkos are so good. The paper, however, is still thin as heck. So yeah, at the end it's just a matter of preference. Like bunkos are cheap, small, easy to carry, and in the case of manga, they just well are more. You get more content for your money. You get, for example, in Steelborn, you get more chapters per volume. Continuing with another type of binding, and these are my favorite kinds of bindings. I really like hardcover books because, well, when you think of nice binding, what comes to mind? Like a nice, solid um, hardcover book. And in this case, I just have like this is 100 Years of Solitude, like just to give an example of a non-Japanese hardcover. And yeah, it's like a thick cover, pretty solid. Like you can be rough with this book and it won't mind. And well, another examples of hardcovers is bad hardcover. Yeah, like Nanmin Refugee Detective by Initiation is not a good book. I don't like the book. Story-wise, it's not a great story. And the binding like looks pretty nice. It's like hardcover, and under the dust cover is just like white, solid. It's a nice hardcover. However, here is where the problems with hardcovers start popping up. And well, I just can't give many examples because this is like the only hardcover I found this problem with. Well, it's just like pretty expensive. This is 1,600 yen. So yeah, 1,000 more yen, $10 more than a bunko. Yeah, it's bunkos are pretty reasonable price wise. Price, yeah, that's the correct word. And the problem with this is that it's pretty expensive and the page quality is abysmal. I don't know what the hell this paper is, but it feels rough. I don't know if I can show it on camera, but it's rough. It's like transparent quite a bit. It's not thin, but it's also not good quality. Like it yellows badly, and I haven't had this book for many years. And yeah, it hasn't been many years since it even came out. Let me check quickly what printing this book is. It's from printing. Where is the printing? I don't think it shows, or maybe I am blind. Yeah, I can see it, but yeah, it's not a pretty old book. The pages are yellowing like hell. Like, let me grab this Serial Views Jukebox, which I was reading. This book, Jukebox, was published back in 1997. And well, you can see like the pages have held up pretty well. They don't have many yellowing or whatever. Or in the case of Nan Mintante, Refugee Detective, they yellow so bad. Like it's I think it was the first time reading a book in which I cared like about paper quality, because maybe my camera is really bad and doesn't show it, but all of these in all pages, like the borders of the pages are just like a horrible tone of yellow. And yeah, it's like pretty apparent through all the book, and well, even in the outside it's not a good. And maybe it has to be with how is I store the book or wherever. But yeah, it's not. I don't think that matter because you can feel it. Like you can feel it's just not good quality paper, and yeah, some hardcovers are not as nice as others. Coming along, here are the prettiest hardcover books I own. This is The Garden of Sinners by Kinokonasu. These hardcovers were made for the 20th anniversary of the series, and they were released by Seikaisha, which, funny enough, is like my favorite publisher, despite being a subsidiary subsidiary of Kodansha. So paper quality, amazing. Covers look amazingly pretty, and well, same as with Nanmintanti, they have like that nice ribbon bookmark. But here's what I really like about these books. Under the dust cover, they have just this amazing finish. They just like so pretty, so pretty. And yeah, I'm gonna come back to this cover in a bit because it's pretty, but it's horrible to keep or read. The thing with these hardcovers, which I absolutely love, is the page quality is amazing. Like you can feel like the pages are velvety smooth, and also well, like the printing quality is amazing. I don't think I ever cared about like in which font the book I'm reading is printed, but this is a nice font to read. Like it's just pretty nice. And as in comparison with, well, it's not in comparison, like same as with the Kodansha novels, formatting the text is formatted like in the same like 1, 2, 3, 4, which funny enough hardcovers usually don't come with. For example, Nine Tante is just, yeah, same as with the Bunko, it's just like long strips of text which are not like the end of the world. Like I don't mind reading it, but if I have the choice, it's much more comfortable to read these kind of books. Well, this kind of book, this kind of formatting. And now coming back to these books, they are like pretty amazingly pretty. But if you see, they have are like, let me focus my camera. They are like texturized, like these are like concave and convex squares. And the thing is that I don't know if it shows really well on camera, but this thing is dirty. Like because of the shape of this, they pick up dirt horribly, well, horribly a lot. And yeah, they are just not nice to read. They are like not cardboard, but a type of finish which also absorbs sweat quite a lot and get like, and well, just get stained in the same way. Okay, so I accidentally stopped recording. Okay, going back on track. Like, yeah, so hardcovers can be like insanely pretty, amazing paper quality, but just like weird choices like the texture on this can make it like difficult to take care of, and yeah, just being pretty mindful when you read it. Like, I feel like a hardcover should be a nice book which you shouldn't worry about because well, they can handle a lot. For example, this I feel like I can just throw it on my bag or do anything and it won't happen absolutely nothing to it. With this, I'm scared of it getting dirty. Like, come on. Okay, so okay, quick comment. These are like so fucking expensive, so yeah, you bet I'm going to take care of them. Um, Continuing on the topic of hardcovers, there is manga hardcovers. Like for example, Berserk Deluxe by Dark Horse is like amazing. It has like just such amazing paper quality and print quality. I love it so much. And yeah, moving on. I just don't think there is much to talk about this. Like this is like the perfect hardcover, and especially for manga, like it's 3-in-1, it's big, it shows the art, it's nice printing quality, it has like I can find here the original covers without text, like in printing paper, not printing paper, like in like shiny paper. I don't know how it's called, but yeah, they are just amazing. And well, just another hardcover I really like. There is George Chaucer. This hardcover is just so pretty. Like it's just such a nice book. And for example, yeah, here is an example of a book in which I like the finishing of the inside cover. Is that how it's called? I don't care. So yeah, like for example, I don't care about damaging this. Like it won't get damaged. It won't get dirty. It's just like sturdy, and well, most and foremost, it's not gonna get stained with sweat and whatever. Whereas this, yeah, not nice. And well, just it's just so difficult to do with one hand. A thing that I absolutely love about this book in particular, well, in the topic of finding, let's just talk about whatever, is that the book uh, has like technically two covers because, well, in the story you have two protagonists now, George and Joji. And the thing is that, well, this is like the how it ships, like the original cover it has, but in the back you can see it has another cover which is illustrated by Mayotaro, but it has like the text reverse. This is because if you like, instead of having the drawings by Hirohiko Araki on the front, you can just flip it around and have Joji in the front, which is pretty amazing. And a thing I find pretty clever is that, for example, the price tag is a sticker. Like, so if I wanted to have the book like this, I can just remove this, and yeah, the cover is perfectly usable. And yeah, it like just shows amazingly like the duality between the in the story, like the changes of protagonist. It's just like pretty nice to have like option, like what if I don't really like George, but I prefer like Joji over George or whatever. Yeah, it's just pretty creative use of the back cover of book, and I really like it and find it interesting. Like if you want, this can be your front cover or this. Yeah, that's fun. And on the topic of hardcovers, I really love The Binding of the Library Room by Nishio Ishin. This book is horrible story wise. Like, I'm just gonna say it's like one of the worst things by Nishio Ishin I've read. Like, it's a good read, but the climax and end are just so bad. Which, yeah, it really turned my opinion on this book like not in a good direction. However, the cover art is fucking amazing, like by Samehoshi. The book hardcover, it has like an illustration by Samehoshi. It's so pretty. However, the it feels like, how do I call it? It's not, yeah, it's um just that kind of not good cardboard. Like, yeah, this thing is gonna get dirty, it's gonna get stained, it's just a lot of things. Like, yeah. However, this book, I love the binding. It has like, same as with the other books, it has the thread, how is it called, bookmark, but it has some peculiarities. I really love how this book is bound. In the story, at one point, the protagonist receives an invitation, and yeah, just the reader also receive it, like placed in the book. It's like stuck to it, like binded, and yeah, that's pretty nice. I really like that. It has like color, and most and foremost, it's not the same type of paper in which the rest of the book is printed. Like, this is pretty thin paper, but it's also like nice quality. Like, it's white, it's easy to read, and yeah. And this is just like, feels like an invitation. It's just like a thick, not cardboard, like a thick paper with a glossy finish. Yeah, that's amazing. And I don't know how to show it, but be thankful that you don't speak Japanese, and those who do, please don't kill me. I'm going to search for the binding spots of the novel because it's just like such a nice attention to detail, which I haven't seen in any other book. The book is like themed around pinkish colors and whatnot, and that goes like even to the here the thread the book is binded in. Like, this is pink. Yeah, it's just nice attention to detail. And well, yeah, it's still hardcover. So yeah, that's expensive. Okay, and please bear with me. I'm still going to talk about hardcovers. Like, holy shit, there are so many kinds of hardcovers and whatnot. And here is the example of the absolute worst hardcover binding I have ever seen in my life. Katanagatari Swordtail by Nishio Isin. This was printed by Vertical, which is now Kodansha US. This is like, at first glance, it's like so nice. It's like a nice hardcover. It's like such nice finishes. It has like color inserts. It's just nice. And well, the paper quality is also not that great, but it's not bad. It's like it's just good enough that you ain't going to pay attention to it if it's good or bad. It's just like good, I guess. But here is the problem. The problem is with the actual binding, with the actual hardcover. It's it sounds sturdy and whatnot, but it's so fragile. Like, I swear, I don't want to do this, but I swear if you just press your nails against it, it's gonna get you're gonna make a hole on it. It's just like horrible. Like, I hate this, but well, let me just pass my bare nail. Well, you can see it, but yeah, you can feel like that made some damage to the book. It's horrible. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, like why? What is this? Like, I can't believe like for such expensive book, this thing. What? How much it is? It's $29 US, and your book is just gonna get destroyed if you don't take care of it. It's the absolute worst hardcover I've seen. Because well, in the case of the others, they just, like, I don't know, get dirty or whatever. In this case, it like gets damaged from your nail. You just do this, and yeah, it's horrible. Like, what the hell were you thinking, Vertical? Like hardcovers should be like books you don't need to take care of. Like, they are just so sturdy, nice to read. You can just throw it in your bag and don't think about it. But yeah, in the case of Katanagatari, they are like long books, and yeah, it's just like pretty sad that the hardcover is like so fragile. Moving on, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Hardcovers are just like miscellaneous. Here is my Yotaro's first short story collection, Kuma no Basho, and I wanted to talk about it because, well, despite it being hardcover, it's also like just such a cool finish I haven't seen anywhere. Like, you have the plushy bear here, and that directly translates to the book. This is like I don't know how to describe it. It's just like fluffy. It feels like it has stuffing inside. It's as if you were like touching a plushie. It's so nice, but it's also like a hardcover. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I just found it like pretty interesting, and it's like the only time I've seen such a binding. Like, yeah, you can see just how it flexes under my touch. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's so cool. And moving along, more pretty hardcovers. This is the Tatami Time Machine Blues. I absolutely adore the. I don't know how this finish is called, but yeah, how it looks under the dust cover is just like so nice. It has like that amazing art by I forgot the name of the artist. It's so good, Makoto Ueda. No, I'm going insane. What is the name of the artist? I swear, if it isn't listed, I'm going to kill someone. Mm, no, it isn't. But I follow him on them on Twitter. It doesn't matter. It's just like this reflective paint, which depending on how you look at it, it's like completely invisible, or yeah, it's just shiny. It's like pretty amazing. I really like how this looks. It's such a pretty book, and it got such a nice binding. It's yeah, I love it. And moving along, mm, um, well, hardcovers are like just the kind of book that I like the best. Like, if possible, I'm going to get the hardcover over, I don't know, a bunko or a regular paperback. But the fact that books are, well, hardcovers are like just pretty, let's say, despite them being having their being fragile bindings or whatever, they are pretty. They are just nice to read. But the fact that they are nice doesn't mean they are always pretty. And I wanted to give the example with Love, Love, Love You, I Love You by my daughter. Because, yeah, it looks like nice. Like, it has that reflective thing. It's just a pretty book. But the problem comes once you remove the dust cover. Like, holy shit, it's bad. It's so horrible. It's such a horrible finish to a book. It looks so bad. I hate how it looks. Like, you bet when I'm reading this, I'm not taking the dust cover off, dust jacket. However, it's just not good. It looks so bad. And well, it's also a reflective surface, so I'm going to be careful with not doxing my face. So yeah, it's just so horrible. It looks so bad. I don't like it. But yeah, it's like a hardcover. It has like art by Mayota and whatnot. It's still like a nice paper quality and whatnot. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. There is another pretty interesting thing about this. The hardcover edition, and only the hardcover edition for this book, comes with Mayotaro's short story, The Drill Hole in My Brain, after the Love, Love, Love You, I Love You novel. So once you finish the Love You novel, which you can even tell like the paper quality is just nice, you don't mind it, then you finish the book and you come around to the Love, Love, Love You, I Love You, and the Real Hole in My Brain illustration gallery, which is just like illustrations by my daughter. Like, I absolutely love it. And well, yeah, it's because it's the hardcover version of this book. It comes with the drill hole in my brain and also illustrations of that book. Yeah, that's such nice, and they are like these glossy, thick pages and whatnot. But then you come to the actual story, and noticeably, I don't think if the color shows correctly on my camera, but this paper is just another type of paper which was used in the last in the actual novel. Like, let me close it. Yeah, you can clearly tell they are even like different colors. This is the drill hole in my brain, the illustration gallery, and the book. This is like the normal kind of paper you'd see, and this is just like horrible. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, look at this. This is nice. And then you come around to this. Holy, it's rough paper. Like, the print quality is even not that good. Like, you can see like the ink. It looks like the printer was running out of print or some of ink or something. Yeah, and even like the formatting is just like um it's not as nice as with this, because in the actual novel, like, yeah, you can tell they are like separated somewhat, which, yeah, it's pretty nice to read that way. And yeah, then you come to this. I don't know, I just feel like it's just such an interesting thing. Because yeah, I haven't seen that in any other book. Like, it's just you know what it feels like. It feels like the adding this short story to the hardcover was an afterthought, and to not make it that expensive, they just said whatever. And I think I just showed my face. Yeah, I may. If you see like something blurry just now, yeah, I edit it out. Yeah, now you can't see anything. Thank God for the light. Okay, I don't care. Moving on. That was about it with hardcovers. Holy shit, that was long. Okay, so now moving on. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to talk quickly because this video is already way too long. Paperbacks. Finally, I know I only talked about jukebox for a bit at the start, but it was just like to be an example of the size comparison between bunkos. Here I have the paperback for Wari Monogatari 3 by Vertical, now Kodansha US, and yeah, you can see like the size difference between Japanese tankobon and Vertical paperback. And here is another example I wanted to give. This is, holy shit, they are also quite pricey, $16-17 US. And this is the original tankobon release for Kubikiri Cycle, which I also have in English. It would have been better comparison to show this against its English counterpart, but I don't care. This was well $9. So yeah, that's like if that gives you that may give a good idea as to how Japanese tankobos are in comparison to English paperbacks in the case of Bakemonogatari manga. And let me get a bunko just to show even further the size comparison. Yeah, that's interesting, right? You're still watching the video, right? Okay, moving on. There are shiny tankobons. For example, this. I really like how it looks. It looks like pretty amazing despite the actual contents of the book being so bad, like straight up bad. I read the 7 volumes of the Ningen series by Nishio. Okay, so I had to do something quickly and I'm back. I don't remember what I was talking about. In short, like shiny, pretty book, bad. Nishio is in mid, I guess. No, I really like Nishio is in, but Ningen is not. Is I think the series I like the least. And for example, Delivery Room is like one of the worst Nishio books I've read, and Refugee Detective is just straight up bad. I need to say good things about him because otherwise I'll get my ass like I'll get killed online. In any case, continuing with pretty hardcovers, here is Maya Otaru Tsukumoyuku. It has like that nice shine. It looks pretty. I like it. And now we are getting on territory of amazing hardcovers and I guess bindings. Wait, what the? Give me a second. Okay, so I am actually demented. I remember I took specifically the Monogatari book to put it in comparison to the Japanese binding of Monogatari. This is the Bakemonogatari manga by O-Grade, and it's the special edition, which funny enough is like it uses the exact same binding as the Japanese novels of Bakemonogatari, which I don't know, and maybe I'm eventually gonna read because love Monogatari so much. And yeah, this is like the size comparison. I just thought it would be like pretty interesting to show, and even the paper quality. Like this is amazing paper quality. A little bit on the thin side, but it's just nice to read the vertical books. And this is the Japanese binding. I'm gonna get this out of the way because this is probably what people already know is and probably have on the shelves on their shelves. But this is the Japanese version. This is a Kodansha box, and well, as you can tell, it's just a book in a box, which Kodansha Books is not the only editorial to do this, well, publisher, but it's the only one I own. The paper quality of Kodansha Books is amazing. Like they are not Let me open the end because that has like a short story and it's like pretty demonstrative of how the Bakemonogatari novels or Monogatari novels look in Japanese. It's just nice paper. It's like velvety smooth, just nice to hold in your hand. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Like it's in the same format of 1, 2, 3, 4, which I like to read so much, and many other people I think would agree with me. And yeah, I just thought it would be interesting to show that comparison between Monogatari in the US and in Japan. Another example of Kodansha box is one of my favorite Nishiusin novels, Ningyo ga Ningyo. This is, funny enough, another size of box, which I think is the only time I've seen something like that. Like this is closer to the size of a Japanese tankobon as well as Monogatari. It's like wider. I don't know the size exactly. Yeah, here is tankobon in comparison. Yeah, they're like pretty much, except that this one is in a box. Continuing on the topic of binding, well, not binding like the book, the physical appearance. It looks so pretty, but I still don't understand it. Like, what if this thing? It looks like it's part of the book or the cover, no? No, it's just like some thin ass paper which was placed over it. But it looks so pretty with it, and it's just horrible. It's just I don't know what was going over the minds of the guys or the people who decide to do it like this, but it's just such a thin piece of paper. It's I don't know. It just feels like bad. And if I'm not going to do now, but if you were to take it off, it's a pain in the ass to get it back, like to look like this. It's just bad. But well, the book in itself is like pretty fucking amazing. I absolutely love Ningyo ga Ningyo by Nishiusin, and yeah, I think it's one of my favorite Nishiusin novels. It's just like so good, and it's like also comically short. Well, not comically, it's just like insanely short, and it is 400 pages. Yeah, yeah. Focus, focus. It's not gonna focus. I give up. Okay, and now I'm going to continue. Well, talking about just like paperbacks, which I just find pretty. For example, here I have my Jotaro's Her Pomegranate is a Bomb Grenade. Yeah, that's how the English title, I'm pretty sure. What does it say? Yeah, it says it somewhere. Yeah, here. Her Pomegranate is a Bomb Grenade. This is hands down the prettiest paperback I own. It's insane. Like the cover is just absolutely nice. Like the art is amazing, but the thing is down the um, dust jacket or paper. I forgot how it's called, but yeah, the dust jacket is just like a nice thick cardboard. It's just so nice. And what is even nicer is how the book looks under it. Like, wow, it's so nice. It's so pretty. I love it so much. I don't know who the designer is, but amazing job. I absolutely love how it looks. And like that's a pomegranate, like in her pomegranate, which is a pomegranate, it's amazing. It's so pretty. I love it. I just like so good. I I like reading, but pretty books just make me crazy. They are just so like pieces of art. I love it, and I chose this book specifically to flex for a bit because I this is a signed copy by Mayotaro. Yeah, look at that. It's like page 868 of the Gotzi Dog manga. Yeah, that's cool. and it's such a pretty book, and the page quality is so good, and the everything is so nice, and it looks so amazing, and I love it so much. More books like this, please. It's so pretty. I just I just love it. I just love it. Like, it's so nice. And well, another thing that I don't know, it's well, this is published by Kodansha instead of Kodansha novels, which publish Tsukumo Yuku. So yeah, the size is also quite different. Like her pomegranate is a hand grenade is like longer. No, longer. Yeah, longer. English second language moment. I don't know the format of this. I'm completely lost. I'd say it's close to the size of a hardcover. Yeah, it's pretty close to the size of a hardcover. Maybe. Yeah. Moving on. On the topic, that was the prettiest paperback paperback book I own. But there is also a company which does paperbacks like so amazing, and that is Shinchosha, which is another company which publishes Mayotaro. This is his short story collection Minagenki, and as you can tell, it is way big. Well, not way bigger. It's bigger than a Tankobon or Shinsho. I still don't know the difference. And yeah, it's just so nice. It's like a big book with some amazing art, and like the finish on the cover is also like pretty nice. It's like this, I don't know, it feels just like good to the touch, you know. And in the same case of the book I just showed previously, the just cover is also just like a thick hardcover, nice. And under the this is where problems come. Under the dust jacket, it's also this kind of cardboard, which you know it's gonna get dirty. It's horrible. I hate this finish so much. Otherwise, it's like a paperback book. It's like so nice, and the binding is amazing. I love it. It's so good, and I think which I don't know if other publishers do, because well, I just have Shinchosha as an example. Is that in the same manner as hardcovers with that ribbon bookmark, they also have it right there. You know, it's so nice to have. Well, and to see in books, paperback books. I don't know where is it. This was in the page. It doesn't matter, but yeah, it's also pretty nice book. Like the paper is thick. This is this is funny. I just remembered I was fixing like my printer and didn't notice my hands were dirty with ink, and yeah, it's just got dirty here. Another thing that I've just seen Shinchocha do is that, well, for example, here are the other ends of the book. Like, yeah, it's just the normal, like, smooth finish to the book. However, well, in the side it's the same. However, in the top it's like this jagged, rough cut, which at first I thought it was like just a I don't know, a printing error or some manufacturer error or something, because yeah, it's rough. Like the pages are cut at different sizes, and I thought, well, how weird that is. And then I got more books from the same publisher and realized it wasn't like a mistake. It's just a thing they do. And here is the reason. I'm sure there is an explanation online or whatever, but I find it like pretty interesting. This is Mayo's Otar's Beach Magnet, and this is Ashura Girl, by the way. I found it pretty interesting because as you read, you just flip through the pages, and it's not that difficult, of course. You are just flipping through the pages. But while reading, if you just bring your finger to the top and just do that, because of the different sizes the pages are cut. Your finger will always like just met with the page, yeah, it's just like, I think it was purposefully done to make it like easier to flip through the pages, which is an, I don't know how to call it. It's not a problem with people who read books, but it's like so clever to have, because once you have it, you start thinking about it and you go, yeah, that's nice to have. It like flipping to pages easier. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm down. And well, more books. I'm so tired. This video is already too long. Here is one of my favorite Nishiuishi novels, The Billman Hypothesis, which is signed. Moving on, the book may be amazing, but what the fuck did they do with the binding? It's horrible. This is a copy I haven't read, but I have another copy which I read the hell out of. But yeah, the look at this. This is just like horrible to read. It's just like so much text per page. It's horrible. Like you feel like the pages never end, and because it's not divided, you just, it's horrible formatting. It's horrible. It's a pain to read. Like there's just so much text per page, and it's horrible. But it's not as horrible as the finish of the book under the dust jacket. This, I've been mentioning cardboard finish and whatnot. This is just like straight up cardboard, like you can see. And the thing with this is that this will actually get dirty. Like, I don't have my other copy right now, but yeah, this you sweat a little bit while holding this book. It's gonna get stained for eternity, and you're not going to be able to get it off. That's like such a blame. It's such a good book and such a nice like art and whatnot. But yeah, the finish is horrible, and the formatting of the pages, of the text, it's just so bad. I can't believe it. And the worst thing it does, it is a pretty expensive book, like as expensive as a hardcover. And I think there is a reason for it. The cardboard finish may look nice, but it's inexcusable. It's just horrible. It's just gonna get dirty. It feels horrible to hold. It's like gets stuck to your skin. It's not nice. However, they did this pretty novel thing with the dust jacket. It's like fucking amazing, and well, the only time I've seen it, the artist for this is Yonemamai. I don't remember their name, but yeah, the art looks amazing. You open it, and yeah, it's nice. However, if you already realize, it gets it can unfold even further. Like you do this, and the art gets even longer, and then you do the same thing on the other side, and it gets also longer, and you just get this amazing art display of the characters in the novel, which, I mean, you're not gonna display it like that, but for a book which doesn't have any illustrations on the inside, this makes up for it. It's like pretty novel, and having, I'm gonna put down my camera for a second while I talk, and like having I don't know, like Yonema Mice or Yonejama. Yeah, Yonejama, I think that was the name of the artist. Yonejama Mice art in such a nice big display that well already comes with the book. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love that. If only the formatting of text wasn't so horrible, and the cardboard finish wasn't just so terrible. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Okay, so I'm just like getting the book back together. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up the camera right now. Okay, so yeah, it's back together. Okay, now moving on. There are another things which I found interesting. I don't know how it's called. It's like, well, this is a tankobon by Kodansha novels. Well, tankobon Shinsha, I don't care anymore. But the pages are like colored. That looks so nice. This is Adrian Rusui's Secret Store Red. And yeah, the pages are just like painted black and black red. Yeah, it looks so pretty. I like it so much. However, yeah, it bleeds a bit through the pages, and yeah, I think it may be distracting while reading because yeah, you can see like the red bleeding through the page. However, it looks so pretty. I don't mind it. And here is another example. This is a Secret Store White of the same series by Sirius Tuesday. In this case, the pages are black, and yeah, you can see the color bleeding at the edge. Yeah, man, that looks like so pretty. Yeah, these are the only books I own that are like this. I'm lying because right now I'm going to give another example. I'm so tired. This is Kohei Katono's Purple Haze Feedback. Yeah, it's like the same thing. It has like colored pages, but in this case, I'm sure it was done better. It doesn't bleed at all. It's just nice, and yeah, it's also a hardcover. So yeah, it's like in terms of binding, it's just like extra and beyond. It looks so pretty. I like it. And finishing, I just felt like it would be interesting to compare books by the same editorial publisher. Well, technically not, but I'm going to explain that in a moment. I already talked them about them in my what I read last year video, but it doesn't matter. These are Kimi to Boku no Kawareta Sekai, Ibukimi de Soboku no Kawareta Sekai by Nishiishin. I don't feel like translating it because I absolutely forgot the English name for this. It was I remember it. I just said I forgot it, and now I remembered it. This is Our Broken World, and this is Eerie and Enclosed World. Yeah, it's it's Eerie and Artless Enclosed World. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, these books are like tankobon Kodansha novels, nice formatting. They have like illustrations. Yeah, they are just nice. And then these same books got published at the same time as some amazing hardcovers. These were Kodansha novels, and this was Kodansha Box, which was the one, which is the editorial which publishes Monogatari in box format, but they also do hardcovers apparently. Let me get this out of the way. This is just such a nice, a pretty hardcover. I'm going to showcase the one of the second volume because I really like it. It has like this flashy thing finish. The the letters are like have texture like they are convex. Yeah, let's say they are convex. Like you can feel like the print. That's quite nice. The spine also looks amazing. Yeah, they are just amazing hardcovers, and holy shit, are they expensive! Yeah, hardcovers are expensive. Thank God I always buy second hand. I've never paid full price for a novel. And yeah, they are just look amazing. Funny enough, I think this is the only time I've seen it, but the Sekai hardcovers don't have the name on the spine, but instead on the back. Yeah, that's an interesting choice, but yeah, I don't mind it. It looks cool. Another thing about these editions of the books is that they are completely missing any illustrations. Like completely. Like of course they have like diagrams and whatnot for the story, but yeah, they don't have illustrations. Like this and book one are missing the illustrations, which I find pretty interesting. Oh, also let's compare the the formatting of the pages. Yeah, this 1, 2, 3, 4 grid, which I love so much. And then there is the hardcover, which is just like uh, long strip of text. Yeah, that's interesting, I guess. And I think I already talked about this in another of my videos, by the way. But yeah, I think that's about it. I just wanted to make a quick video talking about whatever book bindings and pretty books. And yeah, that's it. Like, yeah, goodbye.